whenever we're talking to fellow actors, we're always, what's that it factor that makes someone, the second you look at them, know like, oh, these guys are going to make it. They're going to be stars. They're going to be universes. They're going to be bigger than life. So I'm so interested to know on a personal level, what is it that makes, what's the it factor?
Shah Rukh will answer this.
You can all answer this.
I will answer this.
Do you want me to answer this?
Anybody who ever says, and this would be my experience, this would be Salman's and Aamir's, and most of the actors who've worked for many, many years, that there is nothing like an it factor. If somebody ever tells you that, that is absolutely redundant and not true. You don't know what the it factor is. The it factor has got to do with the audience, how they take on to your persona, how you look, how you talk, how you walk. None of that resonates. It's just something else about a person that an audience starts liking in large numbers. If you were to honestly ask Aamir right now, he'll tell you, I don't know why I'm a star. If you ask me, I'll tell you, I don't know why I'm a star.
Yeah.
I know.
Salman is the only one who will know. Nobody else will know.
I know because...
Yeah. So Allah
wants to make you a star.
God has been kind, yes.
Changing. How do you adapt a little bit your craft with the changing times to appeal to the new generation, but at the same time, still appeal to the generation that has followed you from the start?
I think at the end of it all, it's all about, the content, the emotional content that we have in our storytelling. Aamir is an extremely organized, perfectionist, as they call him.
No.
I'm not organized at all. Okay, he's not organized, but he works very hard trying to tell a story. Salman has his freewheeling way to come and work because it comes from the heart. I try to amalgamate both of these. But at the end, I think the core value that the three of us and all the other stars Salman mentioned and lots of other stars who will come along the way, I think there's an emotional connect that our films have. Maybe it's our culture, maybe it's the fact that we all belong to, in India at least, and I think that's why more so in Saudi also, there's a familial connect. Somewhere, whatever the story, if I'm playing a bad guy, a good guy, a happy guy, a poor guy, a rich guy, whatever character we are playing, I think somewhere the culture part of it and the emotional connect transcends boundaries of languages, platforms, as you mentioned, whether it's on a telephone or an iPad or on OTT. I think it's the storytelling, emotional connect that binds every actor, not just the three of us. We've been very fortunate, like Salman mentioned. God has been too kind to us. We just get up in the morning and do our work as simply as he said, being lambasted by our families at home for doing right and wrong, but we just get up in the morning and go back to work. But I think it's the emotional connect that somehow, because of hundreds of people who work with us, have been able to portray us, and we've been able to tell these familial, emotionally, culturally common stories for the rest of the world, in spite of the language that we speak.
Yeah. See, Aamir comes from a film background, so do I. This man here didn't. He didn't. He came from Delhi.
May I interject, Salman? Sorry. I also come from a film family. Salman's family is my family. So I'm also like that.
Oh, that's
Amir's
so
family
sweet.
is my family.
So now we know why Shah Rukh is a star.
Well, that's why I must have.
That's so nice to see this relationship between you guys. How do you feel in general?
That's only on stage.
You should see us backstage. What we do
backstage.
right after this.
I think amongst the three of us, I'm probably the most reluctant star. Nahi, Shah?
No, you always wanted to be a star more than both of us. I think, I don't want to take away the import of social media, but I do believe that when it comes to social media, and especially being in the limelight or in the glare of public all the time, which any public figure has, not only in films, otherwise also. Today, you just have to have blinkers on. You have to believe cinema, story writing, storytelling, creative work is the beginning germ is belief. So if you have belief in this is what I'm doing, and inshallah, this will turn out to be well, hopefully, this will turn out to be well, what others say does not matter. So you have to have blinkers on. You just have to say, there's going to be a lot of noise, too much noise all around you. Oh, he should dress up like this, he should sit like this, his film should have been like this. I think every morning, if we were to look at social media, people tell us what next film to do also. Who we should star with in the film, who the director should be. But you have to believe in a simple basic idea of storytelling and just start your day with that. End your day with that, end your year with that, and I think you should end your whole career like that. Everything else is noise. You just tell your story, the story that you believe in. It's as simple as that. We've been doing it for 35 years. Maybe I put it too simply. For people who are starting off and who are now surrounded by this fantastic social media influx in every part of our lives, may have problems dealing with it. The youngsters will have problems. But if you were to take anything from our experience, like he said, he's an introvert. Whatever I know of Salman, I don't think he wants to be in the public eye. Personally, I'm very shy. So we actually are people who would not love to be in the public eye all the time. We deal with it because it's part of a job now. Beyond that, I don't think either of us takes it seriously. We just make sure our work is taken more seriously than that.
I always thought that acting, we're trading energies with people and that people require your energy all the time. So my question would be, when you have such a huge fan base and audiences and people around you all the time, where do you resource yourself and what's your relationship with the fans and how do you maintain healthy boundaries with people so that you're able to have your bad day or able to focus on the scene you want to do without necessarily having to give your attention to everyone around?
I think, Razan, what happens is, when you're asking these questions to the three of us, the answer would be similar. You just have to be true to yourself. And when you become a star, people expect a certain kind of behavior from you, certain kind of, out in the public, that we start to learn. As a matter of fact, stardom of the level that Salman has seen, Aamir has seen, I've been fortunate enough to see, actually humbles you. It makes you grateful to all the forces around you. And one of the biggest forces are the audience who's loving you so much. So the humility always becomes, I'm sure for all of us and all the other actors as the years go by, that I'm in the service of the audience. I really need to make sure that they are entertained. Like Salman said, when they walk out, they should feel a better person because they've seen a film. When they walk out, they should aspire to be somebody, or they should identify with the character we are playing. So at the end of it all actors, at least in our context, would be that there is nothing else that we want to think about. As a matter of fact, I think we don't even like to call them fans. These are people who love us. You talk about energies. We just want to share this positivity back with them that they have given to us, not only shared, for the last 35 years. So I think it's a very gratifying feeling. It's a feeling of gratitude. It's a feeling of wanting to serve everybody who comes to watch our films in the best way possible. There's never been a finger lifted, an expression done, a dialogue done, without keeping in mind, are we making sure everybody who comes to watch this film is happy to see or goes back, like Salman said, a better person? So you just have to be honest to yourself and say, I'm in the service of storytelling to this huge gamut, this huge sea of people who love us so much.
Yeah, and how do you recharge yourself with all these things? Like, where do you find your source of inspiration on a daily basis to be able to give everybody else that feeling?
I find it in my children. I find kids very refreshing, very resourceful, and Salman has a lot of children in his family. Aamir has kids. I find them great source of energy. I just find their ideas now. I've been fortunate to be first. Let me just say thank you, Joy Forum, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you, Adnan, for having us here. Thank you, Turki Al-Sheikh, for creating this. I'll tell you the reason. Last night we were together and we got to meet so many people. We met the team from Squid Games, we met Speed, we met Mr. Beast, and this energy that we see of so many other people that we've only experienced on screen, never met personally, really helps us also to think, okay, here is a congregation of people that all of us are come to this platform in Saudi, sharing, wanting to tell people good stories to entertain them. I think that's refreshing for me. When I come to a forum like this, get to meet us in this kind of setting. We meet otherwise at home and have a great time. But this is really nice to come and say, okay, there's so many people wanting to share ideas. You take refreshment from there. You take energy from there. And yes, the more innocence you spend time with, the more energy you get to express in acting.
I find reading really helps me. I love reading since I was a small kid. So that is something that input of characters, ideas, that really inspires me when I read a good book.
And now singing as well.
Now Amir is singing also. He's learning classical singing for the last two years now.
Okay, now these two have decided to start pulling my leg.
Are they? Would you like to?
He'd like to.
क्यों कर रहा है ऐसा?
Please.
नहीं यार.
They're
Please, Mukkar,
basically
Irshad,
going to
Irshad,
put
come
you
on,
on
come
the
on.
spot
So I
now.
think basically our families keep us grounded.
And this is what I wanted to ask you next, is that Saudi Arabia is really becoming like a hub, attracting people from all over the world to come do project here. So in what way do you think you can bridge the gap between Bollywood and actually doing projects in Saudi Arabia? Do you see, what is your vision for that?
I think after having spoken the fact that, we have so many cultural binding things, familial things, we're all God-fearing. I think these are commonalities between us and Saudi. And actually, if you really expand your vision, most of the world believes in these three tenets. And I think what Saudi Arabia, through forums like this and other things that are happening in Saudi Arabia lately, I think is opening up a midpoint for the world from the West to come in, from the East to come in, share ideas, plan things, and to be honest, the openness and the hospitality and the love with which everybody is welcoming here, I think that itself is so, it makes you feel so wanted. You come here once, I've been here a couple of times now, and I've been shooting here for about 15, 20 days. For me, it is, look, I'd love to come back here. You just need an excuse to come again. And inshallah, work also brings us back. Forums like this bring us back. But at an individual level also, I think the fact that Saudi has cultivated this landscape for all kinds of people to come down here, share ideas, nurture goodwill, and basically just be able to create content. When I say content, it's not just for a platform. Just be able to tell stories to each other which make the world happy. The world sometimes is an unhappy place. I think we all come together, congregate in places like this, we share a bit of happiness, and hopefully it'll transcend and go out to the rest of the world. So there is not going to be any problem. I don't know if you're aware or not, but Salman and Sanju have already done a bit part in a film which is being made here, which is fantastic looking. I'm looking forward to
We played in small bits. We did a guest appearance in, it's called
And it's so sweet.
Seven Dogs.
Seven
Can I just say, in Saudi they call it guest of honor. They don't call it guest appearance.
Adnan was there,
Yeah.
taking care of us.
So it's just opening of this gateway, and I'm sure we'll all be working here. People from Saudi, the talent, the singers, the writers, the poets, filmmakers, cameramen, they'll come down to India and do stuff, and all of us go around and conquest the whole world with our storytelling at the end of it all. And see, I think that's what it means. It's not a difficult thing. If your heart is in the right place, like ours is from India, and Saudis is from Saudi, I think we'll connect and continue telling lovely stories together.
So what project would have to land right now in front of you that's a co-production between Bollywood and Saudi Arabia?
So Razan, Salman Bhai is learning Arabic.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I'm learning the dance, and Aamir is going to audition for the song right now. Come on. Come on, Aamir. He's learning. See, they'll keep on, what my problem is, they'll keep asking intellectual questions and we'll run out of answers after that. We are entertainers. We need
I'm
to
almost
entertain
done with
people.
my questions, by the way.
You're sounding too intelligent, Razan. We are getting a call about what else, nice word, big words to use. So we are going to ask Aamir to save us with... They're just, he's just been learning. So we all have to be happy that he started learning, and he'll do a little rendition, and the loudest claps have to come. Salman and me are going to clap the loudest when he sings.
So I love singing. I don't know how much other people like my singing, but I enjoy it. So why don't all of us, three of us sing here?
We'll do the backup dancing.
Why don't you join me?
Like we do in Hindi films, Salman and me will just stand behind and we'll do a
Wow.
little dance.
अरे क्या
while he
मस्ती कर
sings.
रहा है?
Please. Salman, our step is this, huh?
कौन सा गाना गाऊं?
While he कर रहे हैं step.
Which
कौन सा
song should I
करेंगे
sing?
step? Whichever song you want, we'll just
Whichever song you want to sing, Aamir. We are your background dancers.
ओरे
have a special
ताल मिले नदी के जल में, नदी मिले सागर मिले कौन से जल में, कोई जाने ना. ओरे ताल मिले नदी.
Big round of
के
applause,
जल
ladies and
में.
gentlemen. His first public performance of his learning the classical singing. And in Saudi Arabia.
That was great.
Actually, Salman sings really well. I've heard him sing.
Yeah, but only in the studio, and after that, the technician spent about 2 months correcting my voice. So I don't think it's a good idea singing right here now.
Like, what's your dream project that you could think right now, or in a special location or a special genre that you see would fit Saudi Arabia?
No, I mean, you're asking about a dream project. I think, let me show off a little. It's been too long I've been humble on this platform. Yeah, I've been being too nice, too kind. I have to say, if three of us are in a project, it is a dream itself. So, whenever we do. Absolutely. Hopefully not a nightmare. It will be a dream if the three of us are together. And inshallah, whenever we get an opportunity, a story, we're always sitting, whenever Aamir, Salman, myself, we get together. And I look up to these two guys. Genuinely I do, because they've been working in the industry.
He still does.
I still do. Look at me, I'm still looking up to Salman. So I look up to them, honestly, because the kind of ups and downs and the work they've done, starting from scratch, and having worked their way up to this, these people are aspirational and inspirational. And somewhere I feel really, really thankful that I have the opportunity to sit on the same forum, same stage, and the same house and chat with them. So if we are able to get together for a film, which we discuss a lot of times, we just need to make sure it does not let anyone down.
So Shah Rukh has this one thing, keeps on saying it over and over again, that I want him to say that here. Try and say that here. That nobody can afford us three in a film together. Say it.
Nobody
I don't want
yet.
to say it. I don't want to say it in Saudi, because everybody will get up and say, "Habibi, Habibi, done." No, we joke because the affordability is not just the money. The affordability is the kind of timings we follow for work. We're very hardworking. We do come on time, but we have our own eccentricities. We've been working for too long, so can anyone afford those eccentricities? You know, I'll also tell you, when we are working together, we start laughing and joking so much. I'm sure any director, producer, and writer will, can you start working now, guys? Please, can we stop joking about and all? So I think there's a lot of goodness we three share. There's a lot of goodness we need to tell a story with. And one fine day, the three of us will be in a place where somebody takes on all the eccentricities and says, come on, three of you work together and have a good time, inshallah.
Now, when we three work together, the hero, the star of the project, is not going to be Shah Rukh, Aamir, or me. It's going to be the script, and the script itself. That's it.
That's nice. So what advice would you have for the next generation of actors that's coming up now in a very different world?
Aryan will be the only person he'll be happy with if Aryan supersedes him.
Or if Salman has a son, then I'd like him to be the biggest star ever in the history of mankind. So we are working on that. But I have a little advice for youngsters. Like Salman said, he's very right. All the youngsters are now very video literate. Cameras are on their faces, in their hands, everywhere around. And I think, yes, it has helped Aryan and all the youngsters now who are coming as actors or directors or storytellers, because they're so used to cameras being around. Like Salman said, when we started with that ID2C camera, we used to get scared. The sound, you had to talk over it. There was no sync sound. It was very, very difficult. But I think there are two parts to being a creative person. One is the art, one is the craft. And the craft is now very easily available because of technology. It's in your hands. But within all that, do not let your art go. And what is art? Art has to be the innocence, which Salman Khan has retained over the years. What Aamir Khan has retained over the years. Hopefully I can retain over the years. The innocence of just wanting to tell a story in the simplest form, like he heard from his father, like he's heard from my father. I'm sure growing up, I heard from my father and mother. So I think if you are able to keep it simple, don't get carried away by the craft, by the social media, by the peripherals of telling a story, which are very many. Marketing, publicity, wanting to be a star, being in a cover of a magazine. There are lots of noise around. If you're able to take the craft, learn it, but don't let the craft take over the art that you have. And the art is the heart. That's all you have. You have to feel from within.
Wow, the art is the heart.
And let me tell you, we are on a forum where we'll be very honest about it. There are days when we get it wrong. We also know it. It's gone wrong. We couldn't do better than what we wanted to do. We go back home, even now, and sit back and say, hey, I could have done that. Can I ask for one more take? We think that way.
And we also feel very sad when all of it goes wrong. But wake up in the morning and feel that we have to get back to what we know best, which is just basic storytelling. And it is very touching to hear that these two wonderful superstars, not only of our country, but of the world, have just grown up and decided to tell stories because their father used to tell them stories. So it's as simple as that. The stories that you hear at home from your family are the ones you want to tell outside, and that simplicity is the art. So please retain that, work hard, bad days, good days, just keep working hard.
Thank you so much, guys. I think we are nearly out of time. I think I could have spent a lot more time here with you guys, but in a nutshell, is there anything you can summarize in maybe one phrase? What's going to be the future of Bollywood, and what do you envision it with this myriad of cultures coming together?
I think more than talking about Hindi film industry, Bollywood, South Indian film industry, the three of us would like to stand together and thank Saudi for giving us this opportunity.
Let's go.
And thank you, Razan, for looking after us.
Thank you so much, guys.
And let's call it, and let's not call it Bollywood anymore, let's call it the Hindi film industry.
And we'd like to thank the whole of Saudi for having the three of us here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all the love and respect. Thank you.
The three of us have had more fun being together than you've had listening to us, I'm sure. So God bless you, and inshallah we'll be here more often and make films together with Saudi, with India, for the rest of the world.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You guys were great.